Good morning, everybody. How's everyone feeling today? Perfect. How's everybody feeling today? All right. My name is Hristo Nechev. I will be your host today. I'm an entrepreneur here in the Bulgarian startup community, and I'm really excited about everything that's happening today. I'll tell you why a little later. Now we have several very important guests who want to welcome you, and I will invite them on stage. Without further ado, I would like to invite the Secretary for Health and Science with the Bulgarian Office of the President of the Republic of Bulgaria, Marcie Vilamovska.
How about now? Well, dear ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to welcome all of you at the 2014 8th edition of Startup Next conference. One of the key topics in Europe today is growth, and not just any kind of growth, but smart, innovation-driven, science and education value-adding growth. More importantly, though, today it is point-blank clear that we can achieve this growth, and you're the evidence, all of you here in Sofia today. Because at the heart of business success lie creativity, innovation, and focused hard work. Yesterday, in an announcement of the European Commission, we learned that we'll have probably about 80 million euro to fund SMEs' IT-based innovation. But this is not enough, as we all know. It takes ideas, it takes drive, but it also takes public policy. And from the position that I speak, I can say that for the Bulgarian public policy arena, it is also point-blank clear that we need to have pro-growth, pro-SMEs, pro-innovation policies, which are going to help all of you achieve what you strive for. It is a great pleasure to welcome you here and to welcome the stellar, really stellar constellation of high speakers that we have with us today. And I want to express the gratitude of all of us to Mr. Bob Dorr for being here with us and looking forward to his talk, but also to Junior Achievement for what they have done over the last 18 years. As a matter of fact, to all who support the innovation ecosystem which we are trying to create here today. Sofia Tech Park is one of the projects to which we look forward, and we place very high expectations. And I know for Elitsa this is not easy, but I know that we can succeed. And as a last word, I want to wish to all of you drive and dissatisfaction. And that comes from the president. And this is why. Because only when we feel that we need to do better are we going to over-excel. Bulgaria can succeed because innovative and creative Bulgaria is the Bulgaria that we need and the Bulgaria which exists. Despite the current political trouble, the presence of you and your evidence of success shows that Bulgaria has a future, and it is very bright. And whenever you need us, politicians, we are at your service. Have a great day.
No.
All right. Thank you very much for the strong words. Next on stage, I would like to invite Her Excellency, the Ambassador of the United States for Bulgaria, Marcie Ries. Welcome.
So, esteemed guests, wow. It's a pleasure to be here with you today for this discussion, and I'm actually looking more forward to listening than talking here. But I do want to say a few words about the importance of what you're doing. Developing entrepreneurship is really important here in Bulgaria, given that over 90% of the businesses and about 3/4 of employment in Bulgaria are small and medium-sized enterprises. That's you. So, you might ask, what proof do we have that nurturing and encouraging entrepreneurship will have any real impact on the Bulgarian economy? Well, you know, we can look at the United States to get some answers here. According to the U.S. Small Business Association, between 1993 and 2011, small businesses accounted for 64% of new jobs in the United States. Small businesses make up 98, this is a stunning fact actually, 98% of America's exporters and produce 33% of all our export value. Small businesses account for half of the private sector workforce. Okay, so you might say, well, okay, the U.S. differs greatly in size and scale compared to the Bulgarian economy, but just imagine the potential if we could foster a similar environment here. What needs to happen to create that environment? Well, entrepreneurs need access to capital so that good ideas aren't wasted. Small and medium-sized enterprises need fewer regulations so that they can spend their time innovating instead of filling out forms. And we need collaboration between the private sector, universities, and government so that public policy is an enabler for business. And I noticed Anne-Marie mentioned that. Public policy is really important, and you can influence that. In Bulgaria, there are many examples of successful entrepreneurs succeeding in a difficult environment. There are quite a few here in this room. With better coordination among stockholders and commitment on the part of leaders, a lot more could be done. Over the past year, the U.S. Embassy has supported development of an entrepreneurship ecosystem with our implementing partner, Junior Achievement Bulgaria. The idea was to bring together public and private sector leaders, including representatives of the presidency and of the governments, in a regular discussion forum, and to give them access to U.S.-based resources that support economic growth through entrepreneurship. I have hosted 4 entrepreneurship breakfasts to bring together Bulgarian business and government leaders to promote a more coordinated approach. And I have to say, these discussions were really amazing. We really, everybody had so much to say. We had to limit the time. It was really, I felt, a very energizing experience. But of course, you have to say to yourself, okay, well, what happens after that? Now that everybody's met everybody and gotten excited, now what? So after the second breakfast, the participants decided to form groups, focus groups, to discuss public policy initiatives that would encourage entrepreneurship, possibilities for branding and marketing Bulgaria as an investment destination. They call themselves Why Not Bulgaria? And another group discussing education, research, and innovation. The program also supports junior achievement in organizing mentorship weeks targeted at promoting entrepreneurship among young people. The first week focused on entrepreneurship and education. Gary Scheninger from the Kaufman Foundation visited Bulgaria. Perhaps some of you had a chance to meet him, and conducted training sessions in multiple locations. He also trained Bulgarian facilitators, so we had a sort of a train the trainers thing going there so that the thing can perpetuate itself. The second week focused on research and development, technology transfer, and intellectual property rights, and was led by Sofia Tech Park. U.S. and Bulgarian high-tech companies hosted seminars and activities during this week with the objective of introducing the topic of entrepreneurship to young scientists and students of the sciences in Bulgaria. I was just saying to Bob that science really is respected here in Bulgaria, and that, I think, is a really important source of strength for entrepreneurship movement. Today's conference is designed to address startups and how to plug into the global marketplace. We've lined up a number of great speakers, especially our keynote speaker, Barb Dorf. He's a well-known leader and practitioner of the startup movement. He co-founded the Lean Startup methodology, and he is considered one of its great gurus. Together with Steve Blank, he co-authored the Startup Owner's Manual, the step-by-step guide for building a great company. So I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say myself, and I'm really very happy and excited to be here with all of you today. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Ries. So guys, I told you I'm really excited about everything that's happening today. And let me tell you why. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a startup. I rely on the Bulgarian startup community for my first employees, for my funding partners. Basically, I rely on the Bulgarian startup community for my business and my life. I used to live in the States for quite some time, and 4 years ago, I moved back to Bulgaria, and everybody thought I'm crazy. But in the past 4 years, I saw a huge startup community forming in Bulgaria. A lot of new acceleration funds open doors. Foreign acceleration and venture funds are showing interest in investing in Bulgarian startups. So we have all these events, conferences, networking events, just random social events, supporting the startup community. So with all these, and here you saw the presidency supporting us, you saw the ambassador of the United States supporting us, the startup community. Today is the day that all my dreams come true. This is why I'm excited. The Bulgarian Startup Foundation is organizing this event for 8 years in a row, and today we hit a big milestone. We were able to touch and change the lives for these 8 years of 10,000 people. So join me in applauding. So 10,000 people, and I'm one of these 10,000 people. When I came back to Bulgaria, I started working for one of the best startups in Bulgaria, a company called Telerik. Also one of our sponsors. I spent 3 years there, and because of the strong community, because of all the conversations I had here, and because I believe I can do it in Bulgaria, I quit my job and I started my own business, and I'm running my own company now. So I'm one of these 10,000 people influenced by the community and by everything that's happening here. Of course, all these events would not have been possible without our sponsors. I want to mention a few of them. We have Vivacom supporting us, Super Hosting, Telerik, SAP, Microsoft, and many more. And I also want to mention a few of the other events, and I'm sure many of you know these events and have been there. How many of you have been to Startup Weekend? Startup Weekend. Awesome. How many of you have been to Startup Academy? Nice, guys. Yeah, Startup Academy basically teaches people how to start their own business. How many of you have been to Open Coffee? Open Coffee. Nice. This is what I really like about the startup community. It's very open, it's very casual. You go to a social event, it's even called Open Coffee. You go there and you can talk to everybody and anybody. It could be the CEO of a big company, it could be someone working for a smaller company. It doesn't matter, everybody is available and accessible. And this is amazing. Now, of course, the goal of all these efforts is to bring the Bulgarian economy closer to the Western economies where we depend a lot on small and medium businesses, rather than depending on several huge businesses that kind of make or break the whole economy. So the ultimate goal is to have a stronger, more sustainable economy here in Bulgaria. And the last announcement I want to make before I introduce the next speaker is that we have a really nice lounge area outside. So between the talks, go there, talk to people, meet new people. And for those of you who are looking to start a new startup, or for those of you who already have a startup and are looking for funding, I will tell you a secret, guys. Here today, we have representatives of my favorite acceleration and venture funds. We have people from Wyra, from 500 Startups, from Launch Hub, from 11, and from Startup Bootcamp. So find who these guys are and pitch your idea to these guys. All right. Now, without further ado, I want to welcome on stage one of our co-organizers of the conference and also a CEO of the Junior Achievements in Bulgaria, Milena Stojcheva.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am really thrilled to be here. Why? Only to introduce somebody that we really have been very eager, passionate, and working hard to have here. But before I introduce Bob Dorff, that you already heard the ambassador introduce his work, is I wanted to say first that for us, and for me personally, as a co-organizer of this event, it's really something very personal, touching, exciting to see that this room is full and that there are people who are actually believing in what they do and choosing entrepreneurship as a career. When we started the Junior Achievement Organization in Bulgaria, this word was not the word people could really understand or could even appreciate enough. And I think it's now something that we identify with. And this is really, I think, an example of how we can be the change and we can do the things that we talk about, we can actually make them happen. So when I met Steve Blank about 5 or 6 years ago at Berkeley, I was one of his students with a course. And at that time, he was not so popular. But I thought, I really like the way this person talks. And I was so happy to see how it got momentum after that, that he created the Startup Owner's Manual, but also that he created a movement of startups, of entrepreneurs who are really eager to turn their idea into a reality. And then when we were discussing what we could do for the Bulgarian ecosystem in entrepreneurship, we thought that maybe this would be one of the best ways to bring more excitement and belief in the ecosystem. And therefore, we thought, okay, why don't we approach Steve and Bob and ask them if they could come and speak to our own entrepreneurs and show them that we have enough of energy, belief, and innovation in our heads and in our hearts. And so we invited Bob, and he said, I'll be happy to come. And here we are. So Bob, welcome. Thank you for being with us, and I'm looking forward to you all having a great day today, talking, exchanging ideas, and really moving on with what you believe in. Thank you.